This is Big Business with Sarah. This podcast guides you to finding what you desire most in life and business, because running a business is very much about your personal development. In this podcast, I'm sharing what my clients ask me and how I help them. Thanks for joining. For some reason, September and October are always kind of these months that you're looking back and looking forward. So I think we have this idea, depending on where you're at, right? But I have this idea of going back to school, doing everything right. And also in fashion, it's always, September is, the January of fashion, as, one of the people in the documentary about Vogue is talking about, but it feels to me also very much as January, September, October. So I wanted to do a September reflection. I actually was planning to do a Q3 reflection, but actually it was going to be too much because a lot of things happened during Q3. So I thought let's just do September and that will be enough. By the way, I'm really tearing up. I have such a cold. I'm not sure if you can hear it on my voice, but actually I'm in tears right now. If you watch me on YouTube, don't worry, nothing happened. It's just my nose kind of being quite irritated. So, well, there we go. There's the proof. Sorry for that. The thing was that I saw so many inspiring posts on September reflections, right? So I wanted to share this as well. I shared it on my Instagram profile because my Instagram profile is now more filled with valuable posts, carousel posts, which can be actually kind of a mini course in itself, because I want to attract through valuable content, not just through the podcast, as well through the podcast, as a newsletter, as Instagram. By the way, I kind of stopped posting on LinkedIn. I'm still doing it once in a while, but it's just not my crowd anymore. I might want to do a podcast about that soon, because something has changed in that space that I don't like, and I will have to think about this, why I don't like it. So I'm not going to share that right now. So I looked at September from 5 different perspectives. So it was clients, because clients are really, really important to me and my business. So also their progress. I'm going to talk about that later. Creation, course creation, content creation, everything. Mindset, health, and personal life. So that's what I'm going to share with you. So I did share this in an Instagram post, obviously, but I'm going to dive a little bit deeper in this. So we're going to start with the clients, because this is, it's so much fun, and also, it's the most important part in my business. And I think it's also the most important part for you to listen to, because, if you are a client, you can hear if it's about you or not. Or if you're not a client, you can find out, oh, you know what, actually, maybe I do need to work with Sarah or not. Could be both. Choice is yours. So the first thing that I've seen is that my clients are going actually through major money shifts in their business. So one of the reasons that they're doing that is because more and more, they're seeing opportunity. I'm thinking about when, but maybe 2 episodes ago, or maybe 4 episodes ago, I recorded this, letting go of the employee mindset, that you're receiving money every month and that's it, but also seeing how you can expand. Also, my new program, Trailblaze Q4, is about that. You can still join, actually. Replays are available. But so I've seen that major money shifts, from, seeing money as, what I see happen sometimes is that people are looking at money as a safe place. So, for instance, thinking, okay, when I have money, I'm safe. I'm coming from this too, and it still kind of creeps in, right? But that's actually a very unhealthy mindset, because it means that you're depending your worth also on what is on your bank account. Once I said, the number on your bank account is not a grade, as in school. So the second thing that I've seen is that most of my clients. So I'm working with 18 clients at the same time, 18. So what I've seen is in different containers, right? So what I've seen is taking a leadership role in a difficult time in their business. So this is what I've seen with a couple of clients who do have a team, but actually looking at it from an opportunity, because, and this is difficult, and also this is, I don't want to be kind of toxic, positively, saying, oh no, this is a good thing, when someone's house burned down. No, I'm not that kind of person, but actually seeing, oh, you know what, actually, for instance, saying my team is not doing what I'm saying. Okay, yes, but what is your part in this? But actually really taking that leadership role, taking radical responsibility. I think, what I've seen is really good. And, I've also seen that, during the summer, people were kind of taking it easy, but it's also a really great moment to contemplate, your role in your business or in the business that you work for. Then another thing that I've seen was shifting from a doing it all yourself mentality to how can I delegate more? And specifically, one of my clients is really good at that. I mean, she's growing, right? Her team is growing. It's actually quite crazy. She's being, many people want to work with her. She is expanding. And so we've been looking at this from, sorry, I'm just, drying my tears here, but we've been looking at this from, okay, so yes, you're delegating many tasks in your team, but how can you delegate, for instance, also your Instagram content? How can you do that? And so, or how can you, if you're receiving many DMs, how can you share them in your stories and, make them more, make that also more scalable. So then another thing is what I've seen is that many people in my containers are showing up on every call. And I'm so happy with that, because they are taking their responsibility. And one client is doing really great. She has kicked off her business without having a business yet. And she's already doing such a great job. And she really has this entrepreneurial mindset. And, even though she's working for a boss, but she really wants to start her own business. Then there's people who signed up for 9 Lives, opening up for the possibilities in their careers. And I'm so happy about that. And so in total this month, I signed 6 new clients. So that's the client part. Then on the creation part, in September, I launched and created the pilot of my 9 Lives membership. And this is actually so nice. I launched it, hosting an Instagram Live where I launched 9 Lives. I applied self-tan. And I also announced the winner of the free 30-minute coaching call with me because they shared my Art Profit free masterclass. And so I looked at a structure, of 9 Lives. And actually, because I launched it, I thought, okay, yeah, now I have to create it, because 5 people stepped in, 3 people were already in, so it's 8 people right now who are counting on me. So I'm creating the weekly coaching. They get access to all these different kinds of programs. We're also going to do a kickoff call. We're going to take it very easy. But it's so nice, creating this finally for a group of people who are working for a boss, people who are professionals, who are working in a career. These are both executives as well as people who are working in a desk job, all of those things. So I also created new trainings on my money course, which is exclusive to club clients. And I created the foundation of Trailblaze Q4, which is my first mini program, which is running right now. And what I also did in September, which I started, is created content focused on value. And therefore, I increased my reach incredibly. It has been really, really well, going really, really well. And I actually was... I was so surprised because actually I thought, this is really a long-term commitment, creating that valuable content, but immediately people are starting to like it. And, people are, it's really doubling the number of likes, comments, and everything. So then if you're looking at the third part, mindset, is that actually in the summer, I decided to change my business model drastically. And I really invested highly in support, working with 3 different coaches. And the thing is that I'm working from an unattached mindset more and more. So, that I'm very much against, sending cold DMs, receiving cold DMs as well, funnels, all those things. I don't believe in that anymore because marketing has changed. And I believe that the consumer, but also, if you're talking about business to consumer, also talking to business, those people are smart. And I don't want them to feel like they're in a funnel, lost in a funnel, and that I think, it's easy to play with them. So I am actually in this phase. I was at the beginning of October, I was a little bit overwhelmed by all the options. There's so much I see for myself. I'm not really impatient, but I'm just really excited to see what works for me and what doesn't. And so I'm giving this, unattached attraction marketing period. I'm giving it, I think, about a year. That's what I expect to be the time that I need to give it. Then on the health department, I'm sorry, I am actually really. You probably hear me with a little tissue on my nose because I'm actually really tearing up. I'm not really sure what the video will look like. Because I'm actually looking at my nose, I'm not looking at myself. So health, I've been sober for the 3rd month in a row in September. So the reason why I quit alcohol was actually, I was having a flu when I was flying back from the US. And so I didn't drink also before that, the weekend before that. So I didn't drink, before the end of June anymore, after the end of June. And sorry. And so, what was I going to say? Yes, I saw a commercial break in the Netherlands in a cinema, right before the movie, and I saw, this commercial break, and it said something about alcohol causes 7 different kinds of cancer. And I was thinking, wow, that's actually a lot. And I didn't drink alcohol at that time because I was still a little bit, recovering sick. And actually I did drink almost every day, right? A glass of wine during cooking, that was my thing. I love doing that. I love drinking that. And I really enjoyed it, yes, of course I was addicted actually, but, lightly addicted. So, yeah, I just quit. I thought, why should I put poison in my body? I have no idea. No other reason, actually. But I've also done this with coffee 10 years ago. Just quit. I also did this with eating meat. I think it's 6 years ago. Quit. I don't know. This works for me. I have no idea why. Then I also ran 3 times a week. This is a habit that is still, which is staying in my repertoire. And I also applied to a new gym. And so I'm starting to get used to adding in weight training once a week. I tried to do it twice a week, but it was too much. So, thrice a run, I wanted to say. 3 times a run. And then also 2 times weight training was a little bit too much. So I'm going to start with once a week. Seeing how that goes. Just started 2 weeks ago, so not really sure yet if that's going to be the thing. Probably going to do just arms because my legs are very tired. And also I walked on average 8,000 steps a day. 2 months ago, this was 5,000. So very proud of that. And I'm also changing my diet a little bit because of this increase of movement. This is also something that you should, if you're going, I'm a licensed fitness trainer. I did have a little bit. I learned a little bit about food and what's healthy and everything. But I do like to read a lot about it. And if you are actually increasing your training schedule, you should also really look at what you're eating. And most of the time, when you're training more, you should eat more. But you should look at what you should eat more. And really, this is depending on, this is different for each body, right? So there's not one rule saying you should eat more carbs or you should eat more fat or you should eat more protein. No, this is different for everybody, literally everybody. So not just everybody, but everybody. So the fifth thing, the personal life, is actually what happened is that I noticed that, you know, seeing people in real life caused me a lot of stress. And if you've listened to the previous episode 2 episodes ago or 3 episodes ago, you know that I am diagnosed with CPTSD, which is complex trauma. And seeing less people in real life, you know, putting pressure on myself, putting less pressure on myself has really helped me in the healing journey. So, you know, I can add on, you know, whatever I want, but you know, the foundation is actually to see as little people as possible and just, you know, go with the flow and see what happens, right? So I'm still seeing people, obviously, but I'm not saying 4 weeks in advance, yes, I'm going to travel 2 hours to see you. No, that's not what I'm doing anymore. I also read a lot. I read about 5 books, both business and fiction. I really loved it. I'm a little bit into the classics, Dutch classics, actually, at this moment. Currently, I'm reading Eline Vere from Louis Couperus. Maybe you know it. And I really love it, and being in that The Hague kind of environment and atmosphere. I also saw some great films, and I really made it a priority to go to the cinema. I've seen... actually also a lot of classics. So yeah, it was good, actually. I should have made a list because I don't remember which ones I saw. So I've also, and I really like this, but I've been also very conscious about, you know, which looks I want to wear during fall, winter, and I'm also committing to making it work. And I also let go of going to mani-pedi for now. There's actually no particular reason, a little bit the CPTSD, but also just I was thinking, well, why should I do it actually, you know, every 3 weeks? Just seeing how it goes. And I think it's also good for my nails to have a little bit of a break. And what also happened is that I had a very clarifying money date with Hugo, my partner. And that was actually very nice. It was actually very nice, you know, cleaning up the money, you know, seeing, okay, where is it going? Where should it go? Where shouldn't it go? And making very conscious decisions about that. So calling in for October, we're already halfway. But my word of this month is going to be expand, because there's a lot happening. And I will be back to you, you know, probably at the end of the year, at the beginning of next year, you know, how that is going for me. You can use this episode, you know, as an inspiration for yourself. You can also, how do you say it? Record a podcast, you know, just on your telephone and listen back to it, you know, maybe once a year. So I hope this inspired you. And yeah, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for listening to Big Business with Sarah. If you've enjoyed today's episode, leave a 5-star review and hit subscribe. If you're ready for your next step in business, you can find out how to work with me in the show notes. Do not forget to submit your coaching question for one of my next episodes. Have a happy day.